One day, I was in an unfamiliar part of California, and I had an extra hour to burn. I was in the countryside and decided to wander around this countryside. I found myself taking turns and letting my intuition guide me. I happened down this one road, and all of a sudden, this overwhelming anxiety came over me. Now, I'm not an anxious person. I don't have anxiety panic attacks. This was very different for me. But my entire body started welling up with this anxiety, and I knew something's happening, and I don't know what's happening here. And I said to my partner, something's happening. I don't know. I feel this overwhelming anxiety. And he said, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And I said, just keep going. And I felt like I was following this. It was getting stronger as I went down this road. And in the distance, I saw a horse and a pen. There were horses and sheep and cows all over the place in these pastures. But this one horse and a pen, I knew it was coming from him because I could feel it. I was getting directed towards him. And so he said, do you want me to pull over? I said, please. So we pulled over, and I walked up to this horse, and it was just filled with anxiety, although the horse was just standing there calmly. But I could feel the inside of his suffering. I could feel how sad he was, how he had so much angst. It was like he felt like he was being disciplined, like he was being treated cruelly. He didn't understand, like, why can't I be over there with the other horses? I looked across the road, and there were several horses grazing in the pasture. From physical appearance, everyone looked calm. There was nothing happening. So of course, my mind's thinking, am I crazy? I start ministering to this horse telepathically and telling him, I love you. I'm so sorry for your suffering. And he perks up, and I hear him say, you can hear me. And I said, yes, tell me what's happening. And he started showing me all of these memories where he had been beaten in corrals, where people had whipped him over and over again, all of these different men in different places. And he had done nothing but try to love and connect to human beings, but all they had done was abuse him. And I felt so sad for him, and I didn't know what his situation was. I went around the back of the house to knock on the door, and then I saw there were several sheriff's cars there, and I got a little nervous thinking, oh gosh, I don't want to get shot. I was thinking, somebody's trying to intrude at my back door. So I left a note for the owner. I told the owner all of the details that the horse gave me, which was a profuse amount of details. It wasn't 10 minutes later that the owner called me and said, wow, I would love to have met you. I'm reading what you wrote here about this horse, and I just can't imagine how you could have known all these things. She said, we just rescued him from Oklahoma, where he was severely abused. And he was kept out in a pen with great lightning storms. And I had told her in this note that he's very afraid to be in this pen. Number one, it was reminding him of his trauma. And number two, he's afraid. He needs a home. He needs a shelter. And she started telling me how this horse had been left out under the Oakland sky where they have great thunderstorms. And I was telling her, yes, he's very afraid. He doesn't want to be left out in the open this way. He's very scared. But he also wants to be grazing with the other horses across the road. And she said, well, we've done that already. We've given him an opportunity to do that. Do you think we should do that again? I said, yes, he very much wants that. And so I was able to advocate for this horse only because I was in tune with what I could feel inside of my own body. The woman with the horse was so grateful that I had stopped by to deliver this information, and she said that she was going to get right on building him a house and making sure he felt loved and protected, and that she spent time with him every day. It made me so happy to know that in my extra hour of time as I rambled the countryside, I could be of service to this beautiful being who had no advocate and no way of being understood. But now he was going to have his forever home with this woman who would know how to love and protect him more intimately. And I believe that's why these sensitivities are so valuable. Because as an empath and a highly sensitive person, I am able to help relationships for all beings know how to love and understand one another and have a better experience with one another in all ways. If there's anything else you'd like to know about what it's like being an empath, please leave that in the comments section below. If you would like me to help you find peace and solutions to things that may be troubling you, please reach out to me on my website. Be well and be loving.